Yo, what is up, guys? We got another gameplay review video today. So we're gonna be doing this game, which is a rank 2 Ghostface game, and it's on the new map, the Dead Dog Saloon, which is kind of cool because I haven't done anything new with the new map or the new killer yet. So I'm kind of excited to give this one a go. Before we do anything, let me jump right in and talk about your build real quick. So your perks are interesting because you're running barbecue and chili, which I feel like is like, you know, that's like the standard. I feel like that's like the standard for like pretty much every killer, just because it gives you extra blood points, and like everyone loves blood points. So regardless of how good or bad it is, I mean, I understand why everyone runs it. I run it in almost every build just because I love blood points. But aside from barbecue, you have 3 hex perks, man. All 3 of these are hex perks, which is really interesting. So I think individually, Devour Hope is really good on Ghostface, because if you can get it to 3 stacks and you get to the point where you can start one-shot downing with Ghostface is really strong because of his stealth potential. I know he kind of has built-in one-shot downs, but you have to stock them for like a certain amount of time before you can do it, and a lot of times they'll like see you doing that, and that takes that all away. You don't ever have to stock them. You just got to pop your stealth and sneak up on them and one-shot down them. So that's really strong. Ruin has potential to be really good, but it really depends on, like, you know, how much pressure you can apply yourself. And then Throw the Hunt is obviously there to try to like help you defend these totems. This build is really interesting. I'm gonna say right before I even watch this video, this build is risky. This is a very high risk, high reward build, because honestly both of these perks right here are high risk, high reward. Like, if these perks stay up, you will get a lot of value out of them, like a lot, but you need them to stay up. Like, if they break these totems like semi early, or even like, I mean, I know you have Throw the Hunt, but if they break them even like early mid game, you're gonna be literally completely perkless, which is gonna suck a little bit. But hey, I mean, we'll see how it goes. So either way, also your add-ons you have right now are, that's the cooldown add-on where you where once you use your power it comes back quicker, and this one is, okay, the purple one is the one that decreases the detection range to reveal Ghostface. So basically, the survivors, if they're really far away, they can't actually break you out of stealth. They have to be like kind of close to you to break you out. Sorry, I had to do a quick Google because I don't know all the Ghostface add-ons by image just quite yet. I know the green one because that's probably his best add-on. But anyway, let's continue. Let's go ahead and see how you do. So you start the match. That's a little loud. Okay, sorry, I had some lag problems, so we cleared it up. All right, so you start in the saloon, piano's playing, and you instantly pop your stealth, which is good. You're looking around. Okay, so generally off spawn, you want to check, you know, actually that's kind of the gen you want to check. That's a good point. Like, you want to check the gens that are not like on the complete opposite side, but the ones that are like a little bit far away. And I think you're checking the right ones. Okay, they're doing your totem, so you can sneak up on that. You might be able to get, depending on where that is, you might be able to get a grab on that. And it looks like you're gonna sneak up. Ooh, nice. That's such a good totem as well, because there's bushes all around it. So like, it kind of like helps you hide almost, because her vision's a little bit obscured. That's actually so good. That's a really good start. That's a really, really good start. You can break out some of these walls, man. There's a breakable wall there, and there's one on Shack. Okay, yeah, I think you're doing it. I want to also say that these breakable walls are really nice, because in the early game, if you kind of like have a minute where you don't have a chase, you know, and you just want to do something to like help yourself out, you can just walk up and break a. I would not recommend. Well, one thing I'll say right now is I do not recommend. Do not do this. Do not go around the map and break out every single wall before doing anything else. If you do that, you're gonna lose like all the gens. The very number one priority when you first start a match is getting map pressure. Like, you getting that hook is really important, because that gets people off the gens and having to unhook as well as having to heal. If you go around kicking doors early game, you're not doing that. I just wanted to give that a fair warning, because I've seen killers do it when I play Survivor, and I'm always like, what the hell are you doing? So anyway, you go kick that door and they get a pretty quick unhook. You're back on the Claudette. She has a pallet here. She dead-hearted for it. You got out of your power. That's okay. You can keep chasing here. No idea where the guy that unhooked is, which kind of sucks, because if you catch this guy, you might get decisive strikes. But you know, what are you gonna do? Wait, what are you doing now? Ah, okay. Good shit. Good shit. I actually wasn't even paying attention to that myself. So that's a good totem defense. And now you got a new target, which is good, because if you chase this guy and you catch him, you won't get DS'd. This is one of those awkward tiles where you have to kick one of the doors to be able to navigate, but you did it. You're still chasing this Meg. Is that a Meg or is that a Zarina? I can't even tell because the quality is not the greatest. She's in Shack, and you're going out to pressure this. Wait, but you didn't even force him to drop. But are you gonna go back? Wait a minute, what are you doing? Wait. Wait, now you're on him. What the hell? Okay, so I think this kind of like indecisiveness is something that's really bad. And I think it's something that like actually costs killers a lot more than they realize. Like, I'm not really sure what, like it actually kind of worked out because this guy fell into your arms, but like this was definitely a really bad play. Like she dropped Shack Pallet, which is like cool, right? Like Shack Pallet's down. Like you could either go kick, like you could go kick that and then chase this guy. Like honestly, the play should have been kick that pallet, and then if you wanted to pressure the gen, then go pressure the gen. But honestly, like this isn't terrible either, right? Like you come up here to pressure the gen, but you don't even force him to drop. Like he's just crouching like right here. Like he's just crouching there. Like he didn't even drop. Like he is still there. And then you just like leave. Or wait, did he drop? Was that him? Did he drop silently? Hold on a second. Hold on. Never mind. Okay, it's really hard to hear. I don't know if the sound is bugged. I don't know if he has balanced landing. I don't know what it was, but I guess he did drop. Apparently he did drop and I just didn't hear him. Which is interesting. But still, even right here, like you should probably commit to this. Like if you're gonna bail from that chase, like you should probably like commit to this and like get a hit, especially because he's in a really bad spot right now. There's not really anything that close. Like the buildings over there, out there is some really shitty pallets. He's not really in like a very good spot, so you can just easily get a hit here. Like you can just hit this guy. Better yet, you can go into your stealth and then like this wall, you can lean around it and peek at him and, you know, like get him close to being exposed. Like you can do something with this guy, but you just don't. You go back and then you kick this pallet, and then you're like, all right, now do I chase that Zarina that's like now in Narnia? Like that Zarina is now gone. She's in fucking Narnia, dude. She's in La La Land. She's over in fucking Blood Lodge somewhere, you know? So you're like, shit, what do I do now? Oh fuck, I'm gonna go into stealth. Oh man. And then luckily this guy just like falls from the sky. I don't even really understand like why that just happened. But he like fell from the sky, so you got to chase. But that was really lucky. Like you honestly probably shouldn't have gotten that chase. Like it's surprising that like had he just ran away and been gone, you would have been left with nothing, and you would have just been out here wandering around and doing nothing. So that was definitely a bad play. What the hell just happened here? So you chase him, you go to swing at him, and you miss, and then you like turn into the. I don't know why you like turned your camera. You are on a controller. I will say that you are on a controller, so everything's going to be a little bit different. But I don't really know. Like, I don't understand. Like, you swing and you miss, and then like when this happens, you just need to keep your eye on them. You like turn your camera like this, and like what? Why? And then you're like, oh shit, and then you turn around and then he's at the pallet, right? Which like again, I play on a mouse and keyboard. I don't play on a controller, and maybe you're just like not used to controller yet, or maybe like it's just something you struggle with. But like, I don't think I have to tell you, but that was, you know, that was pretty bad. Like you should have been able to get a hit here. Like he should not have been able to get that pallet. I also want to say that this pallet is not extremely safe. Like the fact that you're kicking this pallet right away is kind of questionable. I'm gonna be honest with you. This Dead Dog Saloon map is kind of like a lot of the other newer maps like Hawkins and Batum, where a lot of the pallets that exist aren't really that safe. And if you really wanted, you could have left this pallet up and then just like, you know, ran around it and tried to like basically, you know, get a hit even after it's thrown. Like you don't necessarily need to kick these pallets. I don't think it's a bad idea to do it either. Like, don't get me wrong. I don't think that's like a terrible play. I'm not going to say like, oh God, you're throwing the game by kicking this pallet. But it's definitely a viable option to, instead of kicking that pallet, because like now you don't have a hit. He made it to another tile. Oh, he just double vaulted that and you fell for it. Oh, now you're getting lost. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh man, this ain't it. This is not ideal. Okay, so he vaulted, and okay, this is hard because this map is so new. So I can't really expect anybody to know what these tiles are yet. But the way this tile works is there's a window right here. Obviously, he just vaulted it. There is a pallet right there. That's a pallet. And then you see like this hallway, like there's a wall, there's a wall. There's also a window right here. So that's what this tile is. There's window down that hallway. There's a window right here in front of us, and then there's a pallet to the left. That's what this tile is. So right here, like he kind of doesn't have any other options other than either double vaulting this or going to that window. So like those are the two things you have to look for. Like he's either A, gonna turn that corner and go to that window, in which case you can just run in a straight line out and then meet him at the other side, or he's gonna double vault this, in which case you just have to keep an eye on it and react fast. Like right here, I guess you just don't react fast enough. You're just like, shit, fuck. Like he caught you off guard. It happens, you know, like what are you gonna do? But like this is where I guess I'm confused, because like you like look over here and there's nothing. Like notice how there's no scratch marks at all over here. Like they're all like the line is like right there is where they cut off. But you like look around all over here. You're like, wait, what? Where? Huh? What's going on? Huh? What? And like, don't get me wrong. Like that might not seem like a big deal. Like taking that like 2 seconds of being like, oh, what? What's going on? That might not seem like a big deal. But like he gets a lot of distance off that, dude. Like look at how far away he is from you now, man. Oh my god. Every time I try to say something where I'm like, hey, this was bad and you should get punished for it, then this fucking Steve always ends up just like falling from the sky directly into your arm somehow. I don't understand. This dude just like it's literally raining Steves. It's fucking ridiculous. Anyway, I'm still gonna say it was you gotta watch that and you gotta be careful, because too much of that and it's really bad for you. You hit this Steve once and then again, the indecisiveness, man. Like, what are you doing right now? Do you at least get a chase down here? You at least get a chase down here. Thank God. Because this indecisiveness is really bad. I gotta say, like you're chasing this Steve, like you get a hit on him, and then this gen explodes. So you start walking towards this gen, and then you're like, wait a minute, do I want to go to this gen? Shit, what do I want to do? I don't know. Fuck. I guess we'll go check on this generator. Like you're honestly really lucky that there was a guy on this generator, because if there wasn't, the game would be over. You'd just be like, you're just letting people do what they like. You need to choose like a strategy that makes sense and go with it, right? Like if you wanted to check on that gen that got exploded, go check on it. If you wanted to chase this Chief, or chase this Chief is what I just said. Chase the Steve, then chase the Steve, you know? But like the indecisiveness is really bad. That might have been your totem. That looked like it was your totem that exploded. You find a David and you go to swing on him, but he has sprint burst, so you're gonna let him go. Stealth. Oh, you're stealthing so late. They're gonna know. They have to know you're coming. They have to know. Yeah, see, I think maybe you could have got a grab there instead of a hit had you stealthed earlier. Your terror radius is 32 meters, by the way. Like the way this works is your terror radius is 32 meters, and whenever you press M2 to stealth, so like right here, when you like press M2 to stealth, wait, where was it? Right here, when you like press M2 to stealth, or sorry, it's not M2, it's L2. Like your terror radius gradually goes down from 32 meters to 0. It's not like an instant snap of the finger. It like goes down like gradually. It's pretty quick, but it's gradual. And you are definitely not 32 meters away from this totem right now. Like you are probably like 20-ish meters away. Like that's probably like 20 meters. So she's already heard your terror radius for like 12 meters. Like she knows that you're semi nearby. So even though, yeah, like you have no terror radius now, she knew that you were nearby close, and she knows that you're Ghostface, so she's like on the lookout, you know? Which is probably why you didn't get a grab there. Either way, I mean, it's not a big deal. Just keep that in mind for future. You definitely want to stealth early. You go and kick this door. Again, you're not committing to any chases, man. Like, you're not really applying map pressure right now. Like, you need to like get it down or do something. Like you're basically like finding a survivor, hitting them once, and then just letting them go, and then just like wandering the map, and you're not actually getting anything done. You're gonna completely ignore that David. Okay, all right, ignoring this This is such a goofy scene. I don't even know what to say about this. You like walking up and then this fucking David just crouch walking across the screen and you literally just not even acknowledging his existence is like the silliest shit. It's so silly, dude. Like, you just don't even acknowledge his existence. This David probably didn't even know you were there. And neither one of you just acknowledge. It's like you're just walking, like, howdy, neighbor? Oh, howdy, neighbor. How you doing? Well, howdy there, neighbor. Just neither one of you even give a shit about each other. All right, I'm going to go ahead and say that you had time to hit this David. All right, let's see, like, when this thing starts happening. All right, you're walking along. When do they actually get on the totem? That pops. You're confused. You're walking around. You don't know what to do, which is seeming to be a very common thing that happens here. You pop your stealth now. So you still have 5 stacks of Devour. Like, cleansing a totem even without Devour takes like something like 12 or 14 seconds. Even if you didn't have Devour Hope, you would still be able to hit the David and make it to this guy. You have like 20 some seconds to get over there. Like, you have so much time. Like, you're walking up, like, you're ignoring this David when that's a free hit, dude. That's a free hit right there. Just fucking smack the David, dude. Give him a nice whack. You just let him go. And then you come over here and then, like the same result would happen. Either way, you're going to chase her off of the totem. You know what I mean? Like, you're going to get the same result. Except this way you get 1 hit, whereas the other way you get 2 hits. So that was really bad. I don't know why you ignored that. That was really weird. And now are you looking for the David now? Hit the Claudette. Okay, I actually did you hear that guy and I didn't? Maybe you're a god. Hold on a second. Maybe you're a god. I'm gonna crank up the volume. Hold on a second. Hold on. She did make a sound. She definitely did make a sound once I cranked up the volume. But I still don't. Did you hear her from even further away than I did? Because, like, okay, to me, it's getting to me that you won't get these easy hits. Like, this Claudette, again, was a pretty easy hit. Like, you chase her off of this, you chase her off this totem. This ended up working out for you pretty well. Like, you chase her off this totem, and look, that's like a free hit. There's no gen, like, oh, man, there's no pallets or anything anywhere near her, and you're just not hitting her. Like, you end up fighting this Zarina, which is pretty lucky, and she kind of 360s you anyway, which is not ideal, but I don't know, man. Controller struggle, I guess. Man, what is happening? Oh, dude, I don't even know what to say about this. I don't even know what to say. You're just like whipping hits on everybody. And like now you're chasing the Claudette now that she actually has a pallet. You whip another hit. Man, this is rough. This is rough. I'm gonna be honest. This is real rough. You whip another. You're swinging way too early, man. Like, I mean, I feel like it's obvious that you're swinging too early, but like, both those last 2 swings were just way too early. Oh, man. I'm trying to, like, not be, like, critical or, like, mean. But are you, like, getting flustered this match? Or, like, I'm really curious to know, like, what's going on. Because the end screen, I don't want to spoil anything, but the end screen, you're rank 2. And, like, again, I'm not trying to be mean, but, like, how are you rank 2 killer, but you don't, like, know how far your lunge goes? Like, that's not in range, man. And like, not only is that not in range, but it's not even like she's like near a pallet or anything, you know? Like, it's not like you had to rush this hit. You had all day. You could have waited until you were like right up against her to swing, because there's nothing anywhere near. But you like swing early, then you go through the cooldown, and then you let her get even more distance, and then you finally get the hit. It's just strange. I don't really understand. And you're chasing her now. Are you going to commit to this chase? Ah, you're committing to a chase. Good. Again, this pallet you don't have to kick. I'm going to go ahead and say that this is this is the wrong play. These pallets are not safe. I think a really big part of playing killer is being able to identify like identify what pallets are safe and which ones aren't safe. This pallet right here, not safe. This is not safe at all. This is very dangerous. All right. So if this pallet gets thrown, and what that means, FYI, if you guys like haven't watched my guide to pallets, which I will throw in the description, by the way, guide to pallets, go watch it. It'll explain all this. Some pallets are safe, where basically once they're thrown, you basically are forced to kick them because there's no realistic way of getting a hit on a survivor unless they're like really, really bad and have no idea what they're doing. But, you know, there's a lot of pallets. Like, I would say most of the pallets in the game are like that. They're so safe that you basically have to kick them once they're thrown and just move on. But there are some pallets like this one that are unsafe, or at least they're like not entirely safe. Like they're not necessarily unsafe, but they're at least like fair. Like this is the type of pallet where after it's thrown, you don't have to kick it, man. You can like loop around it and then like force a hit. So you see like the difference here, and the reason why this is such a good play is instead of taking the time to kick this pallet, right, give yourself like 10 or 15 seconds from this and she would be down. Let's see what happens. You might down her in like 10 or 15 seconds, I don't know. But like realistically now, if she gets to another pallet, then the chase goes on and on and on forever. You know what I mean? And you're bailing from the chase anyway. But just to go ahead and get that point across, that's a big part of playing killer, especially at high level, is being able to identify those pallets that are weak and then taking advantage of them. So you didn't really take advantage of that pallet being weak, which is really unfortunate. But what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? It happens. You like let her get away, and again, someone's on your totem, so now you have to decommit from chase again. Although you might get a grab here. Nope, she is on to you. She is on to you. She knows your shit. They honestly might be baiting you away from chases now just by doing totems. Again, now you have nothing. You're not committing to that guy either. All right. So it feels to me like you're trying to do this like hit and run strategy. This like play Ghostface and like hit someone once and then like leave them and don't commit to any chases and try to catch people off with your stealth. But the thing is that only works if A, you're on a map where like gen grabs are viable, which this isn't really one where it's very viable, or B, you're running like an entire build based around it where basically you're running things like Slobby Butcher and Thanatophobia and Nurse's Calling and things like that, where basically people that you hit are gonna stay injured for a decent amount of time, right? You're not running any of those perks. So these guys can all heal themselves up like relatively quickly, and it's not really like you hitting them and then leaving them doesn't really do much. Like they're just gonna leave, heal up, and then get right back on gens. Like if you've noticed, you've only gotten one hook this whole game, and you're down to 2 gens, and you've gotten like a little bit of ruin value. You haven't gotten any devour yet. Like this hit and run strategy does not work with this build at all. Like you need to commit to a chase and you need to down someone. Like you need to get it down. You're sneaking up again. Yeah, they know, dude. Like they are onto your tricks. They are onto your tricks. At this point, I'm fairly certain that they're just baiting your totems just to waste your time. Like they're literally just wasting all your time so they can do gens because you're just way too busy defending these totems. And don't get me wrong, like you should be defending the totems, but like, what the hell? You weren't even stealth right there, were you? What the hell is this David doing? I don't understand. This David is like, okay, I'm gonna give you guys some killer advice right now that might be like, not, if you're like a survivor player, you're gonna be like, Tofu, don't tell them this, but I don't care. I'm gonna tell you guys this. This David, from what I've seen throughout this entire match, this David is a babu. He is a babu. He is a sweet, innocent summer child. This guy has no idea what he's doing, dude. I'm not trying to be mean, but this is the same David that crouch walked past you earlier in the field. This is the same David that just stuck on that gen until you were right up against him. This dude, for lack of a better like phrasing, this guy sucks. And as a killer, this is exactly the person that you want to chase. This is the guy that you want to go after, dude. Like, honestly, if I were you, I would like I've been saying like how you need to like commit to a chase. This is the chase that you need to commit to. This is the chase that you should have committed to like 4 minutes ago. Before all that gen's gone. Don't even bother. Don't even bother. It's gone. It's gone. Just don't even bother. It's gone. It's gone. You're wasting your time. Don't bother. You're not gonna get there in time. It's gone. Oh. All right, so now you're chasing this Claudette, who seems like she knows a little bit more like what she's doing. Okay, so let me explain that some more too. When you chase this David off this gen was like very far along. Like this shit was like Like, it was a good, like, 80%, 90%. Like, it's pretty far along, right? And in this situation where there's 2 people on the gen and, like, it's getting worked on, and you got to keep in mind, there's like 2 people on this gen, and to get up there, you have to go into this building, up the stairs, round the balcony, outside, and then you get there. Like, you gotta do a whole fucking loop-de-loop-de fucking roller coaster of a extravaganza just to get to that gen. Like, at this point, you gotta just give this up. You gotta be like, all right, you got that fucking gen. That sucks. What are you gonna do? You, like, again, this entire video is just you never committing to a chase. Like, this David, again, sucks at the game. You know, again, I'm being a dick, but I'm sorry. He sucks at the game. You could easily chase him and get it down and actually get some map pressure. Okay, I think this is another common misconception that people have, where, like, I feel like what's happening is you're running Hex Ruin, right? So I think your idea is like, oh, I need to go to generators and chase them off of generators. That way they regress with Ruin. Like, a lot of people think that, like, pressuring generators is, like, actually going to the generators. And that is not true at all. Like, sure, going to the generator does technically pressure that one gen. But you know what's better than pressuring one individual gen? Is pressuring all the gens at the exact same time. And you know how you do that? By downing survivors and downing them quickly. Hypothetically speaking, if you just down this David super quick, and maybe, like, you then find, like, another survivor and you manage to down them super quick, and you get, like, 2 downs at the same time, that pressures all the gens, and you don't even have to go anywhere. Like, you don't have to, like, run the whole way to the gen. You don't have to, like, waste your time getting there. Like, literally getting downs and getting multiple downs quickly is the #1 best way to pressure generators, no matter what. You don't need to be a fast moving killer. You don't need mobility. You just need to down survivors quickly. And so far, you haven't downed anybody. You got 1 grab off a totem in the early game, and that's it. Aside from that, you haven't downed anybody, which is why all the gens are popping. Like, you running to the gen is not enough. Like, all that's going to do is force 1 or 2 people off the gen momentarily. The other 2 people are going to be working on gens on the other side of the map. And even these 2 guys are just going to, like, run somewhere else and work on gens. You're not actually stopping them. You're just, like, momentarily wasting their time for like 10 seconds is all you're doing. So again, you should have chased that David. You had an easy down on that David, and now you're chasing the Claudette. You don't really try to mind game this at all either. Like, this is like a perfect tile for you to mind game as Ghostface, because you can crouch. Like, you can crouch mid chase. So even like this pallet loop right here, like you can try to moonwalk this. You can like crouch and moonwalk. You can like crouch and turn your back and try to moonwalk this way. Like, you should be doing different things here, like trying to hide your red light, moonwalking, crouching, because like this structure is like kind of tall to the point where if you crouch, you won't be able to see where you are. Like, this is definitely a thing you could have mind gamed and got a hit at, but instead you just hold W and you get palleted. And then again, you break the pallet when you don't need to. Like, she's not trying to play this pallet. On top of this pallet not being very safe, you waste time kicking this pallet, which gives her even more distance. And now you're bailing again okay, I'm gonna go ahead and say that protecting these totems at this point is pointless. In this exact scenario, this isn't a terrible idea because you do get a free hit. But I'll go ahead and say for the rest of this match, dude, fuck your totems. Your totems are doing nothing for the rest of this match. Like, your Ruin isn't gonna stop the last gen from getting done. The last gen is getting done. Devour, you're never gonna get enough stacks for it. It's too late. Your totems aren't gonna do anything at this point. You need to get downs. So if anything, if people are on your totems, you need to be like, good. That gives me more time to chase people. That was weird. I don't know what happened. That could have been like the auto aim thing. Okay, I don't understand what is going on here. They got your thrill of the hunt. Man, okay. I'll tell you this much. If this is a problem you're running into very often, where you're struggling to hit people like in an open field, something you can do is like, instead of lunging, instead of like waiting until you lunge, right? Like, if you notice here, you like get in like lunge range and then you try to get like a max range lunge. Well, that one, she kind of did like a weird, I don't even know what that was. That wasn't even like a 360. I don't know what that was. But like, a lot of these are you like trying to lunge at her, right? Like right there. What you can do instead is you can just wait until you're like right up against her and then just like short swing at her, you know? Like, you don't have to like If they're trying to juke you in an open field, you don't have to like lunge at them. You can just let them do their juke and then just tap your fucking swing key and hit them, you know? But I will say that you did finally get it down. You lost your thrill of the hunt, but you know, it happens. Stealthing here is kind of pointless because the guy on the hook can break you out. Looks like they're unhooking anyway. You're gonna go after... You're gonna try to get Zarina, but the Claudette's doing a pretty good job body blocking, so you're gonna have to hit the Claudette. You're gonna chase them off this gen, which honestly, this isn't a terrible play. At this point, you might have to like try to 3-gen strat at this point. But you need to get it. You should get this down. You should definitely get this down. No. What are you doing? What are you doing? Stop it. Oh God, stop it. The way that like, okay, the way that you like hit people and then you immediately start looking for something else to do other than chasing them is not good. That swing was too early. He didn't even have to dead hard that. You literally were just way too early on that. You swung way too early. Dude, you gotta stop lunging. Like if this is something you're struggling with, stop going. Like, okay, here's like a little secret. If you're chasing them and there's not like a pallet near them, right? Like you can just look around you. There's nothing. The closest thing is a window right here. That's the closest thing. Like there's maybe a pallet like way out here. There might be one like way over there, but there's not really anything nearby. You don't like need to lunge at this guy, especially if this is something you're struggling with. Like if you're comfortable with your lunges, then go ahead, like go nuts. But like you've already whiffed like 10 lunges this game, so this is unnecessary. Like going for like the max range lunge, like don't swing it. Don't swing it. Don't swing it. Just don't swing it. Just wait until you're right up against him and then swing, you know? Wait until you're like pressing up against his body and then swing. Because you're missing a lot of hits and is wasting a lot of time. Again. I'm gonna be honest, I'm not really sure what to say about this, man. Like, I really don't, like, I can give you advice as far as, like, how to, like, play the game. And, like, what, like, mind games to do, like, what strategies to do. But as far as just, like, hitting people, I really don't know what to say. Like, I don't know if you don't have a lot of experience with, like, aiming on a controller or, like, what it is. I don't know, like, what your gaming experience is. But that's just something you're gonna have to practice and get better at over time. I keep accidentally right-clicking. Because that's like quintessential, man. If you can't like hit a survivor in an open field, I'm gonna go ahead and say these guys aren't even doing like impressive jukes either. Like I'm sorry if this comes off mean. I'm genuinely trying to not be mean. But these guys aren't even doing like impressive jukes or anything. Like they're kind of just like going one way and then turning back the other, right? Like it's just like a basic like little shimmy that they're doing. And you're still whiffing, which is not good, you know? Like you need to get better at, I don't know if maybe like you need to like adjust your sensitivity. You just need to get used to controller more or like what it is. I'll be honest, I haven't played Killer on a controller because I just play on mouse and keyboard. So I don't really know the exact struggles of it. But that's like a very basic part of the game that if you can't get that down, you're never going to really be able to do anything, right? Like, when you have a survivor in an open field, you need to be able to hit them. Like you can't be whiffing like multiple swings in a row. You shouldn't really be missing any swings in an open field. Like if you have someone in an open field, that's when you need to get your hits. So that's really not good. That's something you should work on. I will say that going for max range lunges is not necessary unless they're about to get to a window or a pallet. Like if they're about to get to a window or a pallet, then yeah, you kind of have to lunge. But if they're just in an open field, you can like literally wait till you're right up against them, short swing. That should help you for now. Other than that, man, you need to practice just like aiming your swings, I guess. Just practice your aim with a controller. It's really important. It's something you got to do. I like that. There you go. There you go. There you go, man. That's what I wanted to see earlier. That's the stuff right there, dude. That's exactly it. Those are like the little mind games that I'm talking about. You can do. You do a little crouch, a little moonwalk. That was literally, dude, like, that's like chef's kiss. Like, mwah, perfecto, dude. Perfecto. Like this is the stuff you should have been doing earlier, man. This is the stuff you got to do. You got to commit to a chase, and then look at that. You crouch, you hide your red light, you back up. He can't see you. He doesn't know what you're doing. You catch him off guard. Bam. That was fucking perfect. And you got him before his second wind proc too, which was really good. You might get DS'd. Okay, you're not getting DS'd. That was perfect, man. Like, had you done that in the beginning of the game, like, had you been doing plays like that back when you had 4 or 5 gens left, this game could have been easily a win. Like, it could have easily been a win. That was exactly the kind of stuff that you got to do, man. Let's see how you handle this though. I'll wait until the game's over to give like my final opinions. They got rid of Ruin. They did the last gen anyway. Again, that's what I was saying. There's really no point in defending Ruin because they were gonna pop the last gen soon anyway. You might as well pop your stealth. I also noticed you haven't stalked anybody. Like you haven't used your stalk a single time, like at all, right? Actually, I think you used it at one point for like a second, but you haven't like actually tried to get anybody exposed. That guy's gonna knock you out. The guy on the hook can knock you out of stealth, so don't ever stealth near the guy on the hook. I don't know if that's something you didn't know, but if you didn't know that, then you just discovered it now. So that was just a waste of your power. Now you gotta wait for it to come off cooldown. What you wanted to do, like, okay, I don't want to give advice for face camping, but I'm gonna give advice for face camping. Like, first off, I'm gonna go ahead and say that, like, at this point, the game's a loss. Like, if you really just desperately want one kill, then sure, you can do what you're doing now and face camp them. But at this point, I wouldn't even bother. Like, the game's done. You should probably just go chase some people and, you know, get some practice and chase or something. But if you absolutely want to secure one kill, this isn't even the best way to do it. Like, they can absolutely come save right now, and you can definitely still die. Or sorry, still die. You're not a survivor. Sorry. They can definitely come save just by using like borrowed time and body blocking. Like, you're not going to be able to successfully face camp this unless you use your power. You could go to somewhere that has an angle, like perhaps like this cactus, this, or maybe these multiple cacti, or like this rock. You can go somewhere, use your stealth power, and then just lean and stare at the hook. That way, anybody that comes to unhook, you can stalk them into being exposed, and then you can chase them down and kill them, you know? Instead, you're kind of just standing out here in an open field and not really doing anything. Like, you're not taking advantage of your power. And it's, I don't really, like, you're just kind of standing here. There's a David. There's a dude with a flashlight that you almost let yourself get blinded. You're just standing here. What are they doing? This David, dude. Oh my God, this David. All right, well, you lucked out because this David is like this David is like King Potato, dude. He is King Potato, and he rolls over Potato Land with no mercy. No mercy, that man rolls over Potato Land. So you're gonna end up getting 2 kills here. Honestly, you should have got 0. Like, ideally, as a survivor, what happens here is the David takes a hit, right? Like, he played this all wrong. This was really dumb. Ideally, this is what happens. Like, against any competent group of survivors, this David takes a hit, he backs the fuck off, and while you're in your cooldown, the other person, the Zarina, unhooks, and then by the time you get your thing back, they're running away. She's able to body block, so you can't hit the guy that was on the hook. You have to hit the Zarina, you know, and then they all just skip to their loo and run out together, you know, and then the 4th person comes in and body blocks too. It's like a textbook save at the end of the game. You don't even need to be like survive with friends to do it. That's just like, even like 4 decent solo queue survivors can pull off this save if they know what they're doing. It's pretty easy. It's pretty textbook. This David just fucked it up because he took a hit and then he just like, he just kept like canceling the unhook. He kept like going for the unhook and then canceling. The Zarina even like got in the way. Like, she was even doing the right play, and the David was just, he just fucked it all up. So really, like, honestly, you should have got 0 kills here. You didn't even like, even this face camp was kind of done wrong. You just kind of got really lucky that this David fucked up, and then the dude died. Everyone gets out. I'm gonna guess you come back and hook the David, and you get 2 kills is how it ends. And yeah, that's it. That's the match. I don't know if we get to see builds or anything. It looks like we do get to see builds. That's it, man. That's all. I mean, these guys are all red ranks. I don't think their builds really matter too much. Did any of them have spine chill? That's kind of one thing I want to see. None of them had spine chill, so that's interesting. They actually didn't know you were coming whenever you were that guy had Kindred though. Was that the guy on the hook? So okay, well, they all definitely, some of them knew about you face camping though, that's for sure. Anyway, they didn't have spine chill, so they didn't even know you were stealthing. But okay, overall, this game was rough, man. This game was rough. Like, I'm sorry if I was like kind of crude this game, but like, goddamn, this was rough, dude. This was a rough match. I was not expecting this whenever I saw that you were ranked 2. I'm gonna say something that's gonna be mean, but I'm gonna go ahead and say it. I don't think you belong in rank 2. I think this is like a perfect example of why the rank system in DBD is really bad, because I don't think you should be going up against red rank survivors, honestly. I think you still have a lot of learning to do, and I think you should be going up against like purples or greens, because I think you have a lot of learning to do. This match was played really, there's really no better way for you to say it. There was just so many mistakes. Like your play style, like first off, you never used your power a single time for stalking. Like a big strength of Ghostface is his ability to one-shot down people. Your ability to like sneak up on someone, stalk them, and one-shot down them is huge. Like eliminating that whole chase, like here's how most chases go as an M1 killer. You run to a pallet, you loop it, you break it, you run to another pallet, you loop it. Somewhere along the lines, you maybe get a hit. The person you hit gets a big ass speed boost and runs across the map. You chase them down some more, you do some more pallet loops, you chase them some more, you do some more pallet loops, and eventually you get your second hit. And the whole process takes like a long ass time, and gens will end up popping while you're doing it, and it sucks, right? And one of the things that makes Ghostface good is that you can stealth up, stalk someone, make them exposed, and then run up and like hit them and get it down within like fucking 30 seconds. You know, the whole process that's normally like a minute long gets cut down to like 30 seconds. And that's a very, very powerful thing because it gets you map pressure really quick. And you didn't use your stalk a single time this match. You didn't lean, you didn't stalk, you didn't do any of that a single time, which was really bad. It felt like your playstyle, it felt like you were trying to do a playstyle that was based around, I know that there's like this popular build going around with Ghostface of like Slobby Butcher, Thanatophobia, Nurse's Calling, and Hex Ruin or whatever, back when Hex Ruin was, you know, before it got changed. And I know that was like a popular build, and I know like a lot of Ghostface players, you know, think that that's like the way to play Ghostface, is like, don't ever stalk, only use your stealth, you know, to sneak up on people, and like don't commit to chases. But that's not, first off, that's not necessarily the best way. That is a way, that is a strategy, but it's not necessarily the best one. And on top of that, you don't have the perks for that strategy. That strategy heavily relies on perks. If you do not have the perks for that strategy does not work, and you do not have the perks for it. So it felt like you were going with that strategy, which is honestly the #1 reason why you lost this game. Like, I can look past all the like whiffing hits in the wide open. Like, I get it. You're on a controller, you know, it's hard to aim on a controller. I get it. It's difficult. I can look past all that. It happens, right? The #1 thing that made you lose this game is the fact that you would not commit to a chase no matter what. It felt like you were trying to pressure the map just by going around and hitting everybody once, and that's not a good strategy. Like, you're not going to get anything done with that, especially if you're not running perks. Even if you are running perks to compensate it, it's still a risky strategy, and I just don't think it's something that you should be like falling back on in every single game, you know? So I don't know. This didn't work at all. What I would recommend is, oh man, I'm gonna have a lot of recommendations. What I would recommend is, first off, working on your chase game. Like, the little mind game you did at the Steve towards the end was so good. Like, this is the stuff you like to see. Like, this, do more stuff like that, dude. Do more. This exact move you just did, you could have done that exact same move way earlier on this Claudette. I can't remember where exactly. I can't remember where in the video it was, but it was like this tile. You end up looping around this tile. You could have done the same thing. You could have done something like that. Like, work on your mind games. Work on doing things like that where you're actually getting hits. The #1 most important thing on playing killer is getting downs. Getting downs quickly. That's how you get map pressure. That's how you get people off gens. If you're getting downs quickly, then people have to get off the gens to get the unhooks. And if you can be getting downs faster than they're able to like be getting unhooks, and faster than they're able to keep up with, then you win the game. It's as simple as that. It's literally as simple as that. Especially on a map like this where like it's viable. Like, a lot of maps, it's not really that viable to do that, because a lot of maps are like really strong for Survivor, but this map is not one of them. There was a lot of situations this game where you could have easily got downs, easily got hits, and you just like ignored them to instead like wander the map. And yeah, it's definitely not the play. I would say work on your chase game. Try to like get better at getting downs quickly. Try to get better at pallets. Watch my pallet video. I'm gonna link my pallet video, and I'll leave like a card or whatever. Cards show up on the top right. I'll leave like a card or whatever for it. But also watch my pallet video. I'll link it below in the description, and learn safe and unsafe pallets, because unsafe pallets are really important. That's where you get your hits. So instead of just like going on the routine of like kicking pallet, kicking pallet, kicking pallet, kicking pallet, kicking pallet, like over and over and over again, and making your chase last 30 years, you can just end the chase at the pallet because you can get a hit. which then forces people to get off gens and go on hook and blah blah blah. I'm like a broken record right now. I know, I'm sorry, but that's how you win. That's how you do it. I think that's really all I have to say about this video. Yeah, if you're gonna try this play style, change up your build. Throw on Sloppy Butcher. Throw on Thanaat. Otherwise, learn to use your stock. Learn to get better in chase. Try to get some downs early game. And yeah, man, it was so promising with that grab in the beginning. I thought this game, I thought it was gonna be a promising match. But yo, thank you so much for submitting. I want to say again real quick as well, just to anybody in the comments, like, I know this guy is ranked 2, and I know that like this game was really bad. Like this was a really rough one. This was really rough. Like he whipped a lot of swings in the open. He generally played pretty badly. But I want you guys to keep in mind that when I ask for gameplay reviews, I don't ever review footage that's good, okay? People send me footage all the time of 4Ks. I don't review them, okay? I only review the footage that's bad. So this is probably like the worst game this guy has had like all week or something that he's sending to me, right? And that takes a lot of courage to do, to have like your worst gameplay footage fucking submitted. So don't be a fucking dick in the comments, okay? I know me telling people to not be a dick is probably pointless because you guys are gonna probably do it anyway because it's, you know, YouTube comment section, but just give the guy some slack, man. All right? All right? Everyone has rough games. The dude fucking submitted it, all right? Like, basically, I'm just asking to not be a fucking cucklord. All right, that's all I'm asking. But I think that's all for this video. I don't think I really have anything else to say. I think I gave you a lot of things. I still think the biggest takeaway from this is commit to chases, man. Like this strategy does not work. It's not going to work for you. It's just not it. It's just not it, Chief. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm going to end this video before I keep repeating myself even more. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. Remember to drop the video a like if you guys enjoyed it. Sub to the channel as well if you like the content. And that's all for me. Thank you guys for hanging out. Hope you guys have a good rest of your night. I'm out of here. See ya. Take care. See ya. I'm out of here. See ya. I'll see you later. See ya. I'm out of here. See ya.